It's a cold day here in New England, and we're hunkering down waiting for, 5 or 6 inches of snow to fall, so it's a great day to make soup. Today, I'm going to make a beef and black bean soup with a lot of things that we've held on to, and you've seen me save. I've got the onions and celery that we bagged up, and the black beans that I showed you how to make. We're going to put all of this together today. Okay, so I went ahead and prepared a little bit ahead. I have this stew beef here that I've actually cut up into tiny little, soup-sized bites. And the best part about cutting it up ahead of time is that I can cut off all the fat and the terrible pieces that you don't want to get stuck chewing on in a nice bowl of soup. I'm popping that in a Ziploc bag, as you see here, and I am adding 2 tablespoons of plain white flour, about a tablespoon of kosher salt, and a few grinds of black pepper. Oh, and 3 sliced cloves of garlic. What we're going to do now is we're going to shake these up and get the meat all completely covered. I am going to brown this meat in a cast iron pan. I actually heat the cast iron pan up completely dry, and as you can see, there's some smoke rolling off of the pan. That's how you know it's hot enough. And we're going to turn that down to medium. Add olive oil. Ooh, that was actually a bit much. While that's browning, we're going to set up our beef stock. I actually have it started already. This is 6 cups of water that I'm going to get to a simmer. But what I did was I bought beef base. Now the beef base, you do about a teaspoon of beef base per cup of water. And this is what it looks like. It's a nice paste. It makes a very nice beef broth. So for this I actually added 2 tablespoons because, as we all know, 1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons, so 6 cups equals 2 tablespoons. Now that the beef is just about browned, at the very end here I'm going to add about 3 dashes of Worcestershire sauce. The reason we are browning this meat is, well, you can't add flavor to beef once it's actually in the broth. And I don't know if you've ever had boiled beef, but it's not delicious. So you want to impart all your flavor and browning and crispness to this beef before you add it to the broth. Now these are carrots that we have canned, and so that means they are fully cooked already, which also means that they're pretty soft. But they're also baby carrots that we canned whole. So I'm just going to slice them up into bite-sized pieces, and they won't go into this soup until the last, say, 5 minutes, just to make them hot. I'm using Carolina's brown rice here, which notoriously takes much longer to cook than it says on the package. The package says 45 minutes, but we often find that when those 45 minutes are up, we still have crunchy grains. So I am going to add this rice and this spice mix that I've made here in the last, say, hour and a half of cooking. Mind you, we're cooking on a simmer. So about an hour and a half before I'd like to eat, we will add these ingredients. Now in that spice mix is savory, about a quarter of a tablespoon, 1 full tablespoon of basil, 1 full tablespoon of parsley, 1 tablespoon of oregano, and 2 large bay leaves. Now, except for the savory, the bay, and the basil, well, the savory, the bay, and the basil I all bought in the grocery store. And you can see that these are grocery store containers, but the parsley and oregano are recycled containers that are full of herbs that I grew and dried myself. Now that we've gotten the broth to a boil and then back down to a simmer, it's time to add our main ingredients. So this is our pre-cooked beef, which is not cooked all the way through. There's our beef with our garlic slices. And into that, we're gonna just add these black beans. Onion and celery. And pop the lid on to simmer. And we'll see you again in like 3.5 hours. Now that we have about an hour and a half left on our cook, now I'm going to add this brown rice and the seasoning, because I believe that dried seasoning loses its flavor if it's overcooked, so I like to add it closer to the end of the cook. So the final step in this beef and black bean soup is actually to add these carrots that remember I told you I canned these, but then I sliced them up because they're better for a soup bite. They are fully cooked and very tender, and I'm just going to add these to the pot right now to get hot. And then in a little while we're just going to go ahead and eat soup. So there you have it, beef and black bean soup. Just one of the many things you can do with those homemade black beans that I showed you how to make a few weeks ago. It's about to snow here in New England. Actually, it's already started. I hope you have a great day and enjoy a nice, hot bowl of soup. If you're enjoying watching Cooking for Real, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And you can also find my page on Facebook at Cooking for Real with Angela.